months! Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today I have decided to talk about my experience with my Apple Watch. I've had my Apple Watch for about 6-ish months now. I got it back in October last year. Now it's March while I'm filming this. So it's like, yeah, 6 months. Hey, I knew it. But yeah, I've had it for about 6 months, so I kind of just wanted to sit down and talk about my experience with it and if I've liked it, if I haven't. So my first thing is that it is very, very convenient. I found a few different apps that I really like. One thing that I enjoy about it is the fact that I can get a text message notification, a call notification, or just like any notification on here, so I don't feel like I need to be looking at my phone 24/7. You know, I feel a lot more comfortable just putting my phone like in my bag and just going about my day, because if somebody texts me because they need me, it'll pop up on here. I don't need to make sure my phone is near me. Another huge thing is that it has been helping me with my movement. This is actually the #1 reason I got the watch in the first place. With my chronic illness, making sure that I'm continually moving and not being too stagnant is really important, because the longer I stay stagnant, the more likely I get worse. So making sure that I move enough throughout the day is really important. The sun has come out. The sun has come out. So in my watch settings, I don't want to share like the actual numbers, but I have my movement set to a number that is a little bit of a challenge for me to get to, but is totally doable in a normal day. And then my exercise is the same. It's an amount that is just reasonable, something I am able to do on a normal day. And I recently changed my stand. I upped it again because I realized that it was just so easy for me to do that I needed more of a challenge, so I was able to up it and make it a little bit more of a challenge, and it's the same as the other two. This is a newer thing that I realized that is very helpful, is that it tracks your heart rate. And something I recently learned is when you have food allergies, if you're having an allergic reaction, your heart rate will actually jump. So whenever I've been trying new foods, I will sometimes get really anxious, and I will start to think like, oh my god, am I having a reaction to my throat? This is happening? But having my watch, I can just sit down, take a few deep breaths, calm down, and then check my watch and see that my heart rate is in a normal-ish range, and know that I'm doing okay. No reaction, we're doing good. So I've been able to find a few apps to download onto my Apple Watch, and one of the ones that I really like is Google Keep. Google Keep or Google Keeps? I think it's Google Keeps with an S, I think. This is basically just like a notes app. You can make different notes. I usually use it for a grocery list, or just to help me keep track of like different books that I want to read, things like that. And the reason I really like having it for my watch is I have a Google Home. Is it Google Home? I don't know what anything's called. I have I think Google Hub? I have the smart home Google stuff. I have that. And so my Apple Watch has it connected, so I can just ask it. I don't want it to go off. I ask to add something to my grocery list, and it will add it. Or I can just go in and manually type it. So when I'm in the kitchen about to go grocery shopping, I can just go around and type it in. And then when I'm actually at the grocery store, I can open the app on my watch, and all of my groceries are there, and I have them set as check boxes. So I just have to hit a little check box, and it'll mark it off, and it'll bring it down to a separate section so I can see what I have left to get, which I really love. Another app that I have on there is my Genie. All of my smart tech so far is through the Genie system. So you can actually get the Genie app on your Apple Watch, so I can control my lights and my smart plugs with the app. And this is, although my phone is usually with me, it is just that convenience of if it's in my bag already, because I've like packed my bag and I'm ready to go, and I haven't, and I'm like downstairs, like we're about to leave, and I don't think I turned my lights off. I can just quickly look on my watch, and it'll say if anything's on, and I can hit the power button and turn it off. One of the apps that came default with the watch that I really liked is the mindfulness app. The mindfulness app is used for meditation. So there's two different settings you can choose. There is reflection and breathe, I think it's called. So the reflection one, you can set it between 1 to 5 minutes, and it'll give you a little prompt, and it encourages you to sit and think about that prompt for the set time that you give it. And oh no, my battery's gonna die. I'll be right back. We're back. Sorry if the camera moved. I kind of had to readjust, so. And then the breathe is very similar. You can choose to do it for 1 to 5 minutes, and the watch buzzes for you to breathe in, and then it'll be still, and that is when you breathe out, and you just continue with that pattern until your time is up. As somebody who is very new to meditation and is still trying to figure out how it's going to work in my life, this has been very helpful with doing it and doing it consistently. Another thing I know that the watch does, but I don't do, is the watch can actually tell you when to take certain medications. So in the health app that comes with it, they have a medication section, and you can set like the time and what medication, and I think you can even set it to like you have to select that you took it, and it'll track that. So if that's something you're interested in, it can do that. Today is not my day. First my battery dies in the middle of my sentence, and then my memory card fills up, so I have to put in a new one. So the number one thing I think I use my watch for is timers. I'm very, very forgetful, so I rely on timers for a lot of my life. Like when I do my laundry, I set a timer for about the time that it takes to wash it, so I can switch my laundry over. And without a watch, it sits for hours until I finally remember. But with a timer, I remember like, oh yeah, this timer's going off. And it also allows me to know how long I have till something's done. So overall, I have really enjoyed using my Apple Watch. I know that it might not be everybody's cup of tea. I get the idea of like, a smartwatch is kind of dumb, or it's kind of unnecessary, but I have certainly really enjoyed it, and if you have been considering getting an Apple Watch, I specifically have I think this is the Gen 2, and I really like it. So, I hope this video was helpful to give you a little bit of insight into how an Apple Watch works. If you have any Apple Watch apps, anything that you want to say about it, leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video.